Production theory in Islamic economics. Introduction. Production theory based on Islamic economics. As Muslims, we all know we have to obey the obligation that our Almighty God Allah order us to do. And we all know that to live in this world, we have to survive our life by earning money, food, and shelter. And in order to do so, Allah has suggested us to practice the concept of business and commerce as a halal way to earn our living, as mentioned in the verse of An-Nisa 29-30. Let's start off with the definition of production in Islamic economics, where as it is the act of creating goods and services, compiles with Sharia, relies on Al-Quran and Al-Hadith, and we also need to know the purposes and the objective of production in Islamic economics. The purposes were to promote maslahah, public welfare, and achieve falah, success in the world and hereafter. Also, the objective of this was to ensure distribution, wealth, and resources. Principles of production in Islamic economics. In Islamic economics, the principles governing production reflect a multifaceted approach that intertwines ethical considerations, sustainability, and social justice. These principles ensure that production activities align with moral imperatives by prioritizing societal welfare and the equitable distribution of resources. Additionally, they emphasize the sustainable utilization of resources to prevent overexploitation, thereby preserving ecological balance. The framework also upholds the intrinsic value of labor, mandating fairness in compensation and the protection of workers' rights. Together, these elements form a holistic paradigm that integrates economic activity with ethical accountability and long-term societal benefit. Productions techniques in Islamic economics. In Islamic economics, production techniques are governed by ethical and moral principles derived from the Quran and Hadith, emphasizing fairness, social welfare, and environmental responsibility. Here are key principles and references from the Quran and Hadith that guide production in Islamic economics. 1. Efficiency and avoiding waste. Islam stresses efficient use of resources to prevent waste, promoting sustainability in production processes. Indeed, the wasteful are brothers of the devils. Quran 17:27. 2. Fair treatment of workers. Islam emphasizes fair wages and respectful treatment of workers, ensuring just production practices. Give the worker his wages before his sweat dries. Hadith Ibn Majah. 3. Halal and wholesome, tayyib. Products should be lawful and beneficial, prioritizing consumer health and ethical production. Eat from the good things we provided. Quran 2.172. 4. Social responsibility. Islamic production must aim to benefit society, avoiding harm and supporting community welfare. Cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression. Quran 5.2. 5. Environmental stewardship. As stewards of the earth, humans are responsible for protecting resources, fostering environmentally friendly practices. He made you successors upon the earth. Quran 6:1-165. These principles collectively ensure that production in Islamic economics adheres to ethical, sustainable, and socially responsible practices, aligning economic activity with broader spiritual and moral goals. Distribution of wealth. In Islamic economics, i.e., wealth distribution is a central principle to ensure economic justice, reduce inequality, and promote social welfare. Islamic teachings provide guidance on fair wealth distribution through various mechanisms, emphasizing that wealth is ultimately a trust from Allah and should be used responsibly. Here are the key concepts and supporting references from the Quran and Hadith. 1. Zakat, obligatory charity. Zakat is a compulsory charitable contribution that requires Muslims to give a portion of their wealth to those in need. It acts as a tool for wealth redistribution, ensuring that the basic needs of the less fortunate are met. Surah At-Tawbah 9:103. 2. Sadaqah, voluntary charity. Beyond zakat, sadaqah is voluntary charity that allows individuals to help those in need beyond their obligatory duties. It encourages empathy, generosity, and community support. Sahih Muslim. 3. Inheritance laws. Islamic inheritance laws aim to distribute wealth fairly among family members after one's death, preventing wealth from concentrating in only a few hands and ensuring family welfare. Surah An-Nisa 4:11. 4. Prohibition of hoarding. Islam prohibits the hoarding of wealth, urging people to keep wealth circulating within society for economic stability and prosperity. Surah At-Tawbah 9:34. 5. Promotion of fair trade. Islamic teachings emphasize fairness in trade, which supports ethical business practices and prevents exploitation, ensuring just and equitable wealth distribution. Surah Al-An'am 6:152. 6. Prohibition of interest, riba. Interest-based systems often lead to wealth concentration and inequality. Islam prohibits riba, interest, favoring profit sharing and trade instead. Surah Al-Baqarah 2275. These principles provide a framework for balanced wealth distribution in Islamic economics, aiming to create a fair, just, and cohesive society. Zakat functions as both an instrument and an obligation to balance economic growth and social justice. It redistributes wealth, alleviates poverty, and reduces inequality. Quranic emphasis on zakat. And woe unto the idolaters who give not the zakat and who are disbelievers in the hereafter. Quran 41:7. Highlights the seriousness of non-compliance and the connection between zakat, faith, and accountability in the afterlife. In the economy role of zakat. In conclusion, Islamic economics offers a way of doing business that follows Islamic teachings. This approach focuses on being fair, using resources wisely, and helping society and the environment. Businesses should use resources carefully, treat workers well, produce things that are allowed, benefit the community, and protect the planet. By following these principles, businesses can be successful while also doing good for everyone. Islamic economics offers a guide for businesses to be sustainable, ethical, and create a fair and balanced economy.